Hello there, welcome to Austin, Texas for round 19 of my F1 2012 career mode. I am Mr Spuds, and as ever, here's Guide of the Track.
Okay, here we are at Austin, Texas on the run up the main straight. You've got this amazing elevation in towards turn one. Brake in a nice straight line and feed the car in second gear at the apex. Watch the exit as well. You don't want the car to snap out on you. Now prepare yourself for what's to come. This looks like a fantastic series of corners, reminiscent of Silverstone's Maggotts and Beckett's. Feed the car left and right, and it continues on, and you want to keep the car as straight as you possibly can. Now as you head up the hill towards turn 8, reserve the speed mid-corner to open up turn 9 as you head now down the hill through the kink of turn 10 and towards turn 11. Now look to the right hand side, the brake marker boards help you at the 100-meter board. Slow it all back down into first gear. Very tight apex there, and watch out for the traction on the exit because it's an important straight, this one, to get onto cleanly. A good chance in racing conditions as well to have a go down the inside, maybe in towards turn 12. Coming up now, again, right hand side, you got the brake marker boards, leads you into this corner. Sacrifice the exit slightly, bring it back over to the left so that you can open up this double right hand corner of turns 13 and 14. Bring it to the right hand side, miss the left hand apex to start off with before clipping the apex at turn 15 itself. Now bring the car to the left hand side to open it up in this fantastic triple apex right hand corner. Feel the G-force build up on your neck through this one, and now feed the car to the right hand side for this 90-degree left that follows. Keep the speed as much as you can up to this next left-hander down into second gear, and that's a more straightforward corner that leads you on to the final straight and the start-finish line here in Texas.
Right, so here we go in Texas, known for its extremely wet weather all year round. I jest, of course. As you can see, it's raining again. Brilliant. And I am in Q3, which is sort of a good thing and a bad thing, because look how far I'm off the pace at the moment. This is practically the last chance I had. The laps after this were either slower or I went off on a couple of corners. Driving this track is not good for me at the best of times, so yeah, some of you might be a bit shocked at my driving, but still, never mind. It's a new track, and in parts I like it, in other parts I absolutely hate it. And when you add wet weather and traffic into the equation, it's not going to help one bit. So we're coming up behind Schumacher now, as Schumacher cuts the corner quite a lot. I think trying to keep out of my way really, but I was nowhere near him for a start. So yeah, as we blasted through the first and second sector now, see what time we can achieve here. Well, I don't know where the line is. I slowed down quite a bit there just to make sure I didn't spin off or anything stupid or lock up. But as you can see, I'm already 2.7 seconds off the pace. How much more can I lose in third sector? I mean, surely not that much. Well, it will be that much if I go around that slowly. But as you can tell, well, some of you might be able to tell, I don't really have confidence in the wet anymore. I seem to have lost my way, especially from last year's game where I actually done pretty well in the wet. Now that they've introduced their new certain sectors get drier before others, it's really confused the hell out of me, and it's going to probably take me some time to get used to it. But as you can see, I'm 5 seconds off the pace, obviously not going to move up anywhere higher than 10th, so I failed my objective there. But we don't have to worry about rivals or anything, because we have a Mercedes contract in my pocket for next season. So let's get down to the race, see what we can do here. I mean, it's dry now, which helps me immensely. I can actually get on and do something and overtake. And it's as dry as Texas should be. So let's see what happens in the first corner. Taking it quite easy. I don't want to mess it up too much. Did make up a couple of places. So we're going to go around the outside of Schumacher on the inside of Vettel, who is actually down in 7th. He's already at the championship, long gone. The fight for this year's championship is between Hamilton and Alonso. Hamilton about 6 points behind Alonso. And I believe that's the two of them up front, because Button's behind me, and I don't think that Massa's up front either. So they're having a battle of their own up front. and it's going to come down to the wire in Brazil, it looks like, if things continue as they are. One thing I didn't mention last time is that McLaren have won the Constructors' title in this season, so the fight for that one's over. Ferrari are just too far behind and they'll likely finish in second place. It looks like I'm going to make a move on Perez here, maybe go around the outside if I'm lucky, or nearly made contact there. Oh, someone's gone off. That actually was Massa. I think I saw a Brazilian flag next to his name. I didn't realise Massa was up that high. I didn't really look at the results closely enough. Alonso must be behind me somewhere. So Hamilton's got a really good chance of overtaking that top spot again in the championship if he can stand up top 3, maybe get a podium finish. In all that commotion, what happened back there, I have no idea. Someone obviously went into the back of Massa, or Massa went off, or done something or other, because now I am up to 3rd with Rosberg, of all people, behind me, who is actually not going to be participating next season as I have nicked his seat. And the man replacing me is Mr. Bruno Senna, of course, because none of the AI drivers move around teams. They stay with their respective teams, and you just take the place of one of the drivers and they sit out the whole season. But hey ho, they can't do that. They can't do anything else because of license reasons. They have to stay with their cars and their teams, which is unfortunate. Really, I wish they would relax the restrictions a little bit. You know, relax the restrictions on having different numbers on the cars and having, you know, certain teams having certain drivers. That would be cool to see them moving around a bit. But you never know, maybe that'll be in the future, but I doubt it, as long as Mr. Ecclestone's around. But it looks like Webber and Hamilton are having a bit of a scrap. Webber almost bashing him out of the way, but Hamilton has forced his way through, and looks like I'm going to try and do the same thing. And I have. So in the space of a few corners, Webber has actually dropped to 3rd place behind me. And now I'm hopefully going to chase Hamilton. I'm still looking for my first win in my 2012 career. Can it be in America, of all places? Who knows? I've been unlucky, especially in Abu Dhabi, where, well, yeah, I don't know if it's down to luck more than anything, but it rained in the desert, which wasn't really helpful. I could have actually won that race. I believe I could have won it. Looks like I'm going to make a move, or maybe not. I backed out of it just in case I messed it up. I was being a bit tentative there. Duresta sets the fastest lap. You don't see that very often. Usually it is Hamilton. That's for sure. Just got to take it easy. This was. I don't play. Well, I don't drive the Circuit of Americas that much, and that probably will come across in my driving. But I have sort of got used to the track now. It kind of flows quite nicely. I didn't think it did at first, but I've got used to it. I've gotten used to the way the corners flow and what lines you should take. And I'm doing a lot better than I did in my Champions mode in terms of lap time. And I've got such a massive straight line speed compared to that McLaren, especially when I've got the DRS open, which is the main factor in that one. And Webber has also got past Hamilton as well, so Hamilton's actually dropped from 1st to 3rd now. I suppose it will be my turn on the next lap. Still a long way to go though, it's only lap 3 of 14. But I am in the lead. I started in 10th and worked my way up with a little help from Massa going off in the first lap or so. And all that commotion that caused, which catapulted me all the way up to 3rd. But let's see what I can do here. Let's see if I can actually win my first race. See if I can take my last victory for Williams before I move on to Mercedes. And amazingly, I've already got the gap up to 1.1 seconds, but that will probably have been cut in that corner there. New fastest lap. Okay, that's good, but I still need a bit of a gap to the car behind. Otherwise he's going to catch up in this first sector here. Like he's doing now, 7 tenths behind. If he stays within this distance, it's he's going to get DRS on me, and looks like he will, especially the way I took those last couple of corners. So if you get the line wrong in one corner, you've got it wrong for the rest of the section. Try and get a good run out of here. Try and keep out of Webber's DRS zone. Or range, should I say. I used up about half my curves just to make sure I've got a little bit of a boost if I need it. But looks like I'm going to let Webber pass a little bit here just so I can overtake him again on the outside. Something actually happened behind me because I just heard it. And Hamilton has actually dropped down to 4th or even lower. I don't know how far he's gone down. And I've made a terrible mistake there as well. Hamilton just dropped down to 4th, which is now 3rd because I have completely fluffed it up and have now dropped all the way back down to 6th. So I'm going to have to do all that work again. I've still got a little bit of crap on my tyres, so I'm going to go wide here. Yes, I'm well aware Webber is leading the race. If I didn't go off there, I'd probably still be leading. So that's a bit of a blow. I'm going to have to do all that work again. But let's not forget the pit stops are still coming up as well. A lot of things can happen there. And the car ahead has a puncture glitch or bug. The engineer has some sort of obsession with saying the car ahead has a puncture, but it doesn't. Because if any of you know how wheels work, you can very much see that he has air in all of his tyres. So now Vettel's actually 9 tenths behind me, so he's probably going to be in my DRS range. Hopefully. Yes, I know he'll use DRS, but I am just outside of DRS's zone, so I'm going to be a little bit of a disadvantage here if I can't stay. Well, Vettel's coming up right behind, but just not enough. That Red Bull never really has the straight line speed it should really have for a leading car, but then again it has its mystical downforce qualities of engineered by Adrian Newey, so it sort of gets away in the corners. It's obviously a car designed to lead from the front, but he is definitely not in front, as you can see. So I went a little tiny bit wide there, lost a bit of ground on Di Resta, but I should be close enough to him to maybe make a move in the first corner. So if I can get this slipstream, he's going off to the left a little bit, trying to shake me a bit, but I'm trying to go on the outside. Bit of a tricky move, but just about pulled it off without collision as well. Oh, and there we go. Hamilton sets the fastest lap. He's gonna really go for it today, because if he can get that top spot again in the championship, then it will be Alonso's job to chase after him in Brazil, like he did in the real world, except it was Vettel, not Hamilton, he was chasing after, really. But still. So I'm just looking at a couple of things on the screen. But yeah, I don't know where Alonso is. I haven't seen him yet. I'm pretty sure that was Massa who went out earlier. Don't know where he's ended up now. He's probably... he might have actually retired because there's 23 cars in the field, so you never know. I've got a pit in this lap, so whether I do or not is a different matter. I can't actually remember if I do or not. I'm right behind Perez. See, it's a decision. You've either got to stay out on tyres that could that are quite starting to wear, but they're usable. Do I just come in and get the primes warmed up? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah. That happened. If that was real life, that would have put me out of the race anyway. But instead this is a game and it's decided to ghost me and make me stop and start. So that's actually cost me a lot of time there. I'm just going to flick up to Rich just for the hell of it. 4.4 seconds, which is okay, but I've come out behind pretty much everyone. So yeah, behind Vettel. Didn't realise he's going to be quite that slow. But made the move on him. Now I'm going to be chasing down Maldonado for the rest of this lap. I assume he will be pitting this lap, so it's not really the person I'm chasing. I think Massa's ahead of Maldonado. Oh no, that's not good. I forgot how cold my tyres were as well. Got to be quite careful. And now Vettel is on the hunt for that 10th place. Bit of a stark contrast from the start, the opening laps when I was in the lead, and I've fallen back down to where I qualified. I mean, hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to get to my objective 8th, so yeah, at least I'll pass my objective in that respect. But I really wanted to win before the end of the season. I mean, I've still got Brazil to go, but the weather there is more changeable than this place, that's for sure. I just can't believe it rained in qualifying. I mean, the reason I got into Q3 was because it was actually dry in the first 2 sessions, and then Q3 actually chucked it down with rain for some reason. And considering I only have really driven this circuit in the dry, I had no idea what I was doing in the wet, so it didn't really help out at all. So all the teammates have gone into the pits. I'm up to 5th at the moment. Just trying to make sure I wasn't cutting in on anyone. I wasn't quite sure who was there, but okay, so Perez is in fuel conservation mode and I'm in rich mode, so hopefully this should be a relatively easy pass when it comes to the DRS zone. As you can see, I've caught up with him already, almost on his gearbox, and also he's got cold tyres as well, so hopefully there should be an easy move on the inside.
You're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS to overtake.
And I should have DRS as well. Yes, there we go. That's the best possible outcome when you're dealing with DRS. To overtake the car before the corner and yet still get the DRS out on the other side. Especially when he doesn't have DRS as well. So here we are, back up to 4th. We're going to close in on Rosberg. Obviously seems to be making a bit of an effort now that he's no longer got a seat for next season. He was quite a worthy opponent in some of the races that I was with a rival with him. But after that showdown in India, where I took his position on the last lap, with a move on the outside into one of those tricky corners, seemed to have sealed the deal for me and my Mercedes contract. So I'm just going to flick it down to standard again. I'm not quite sure what state my fuel's in. So I sweep on by up to 3rd. Set the fastest lap as well. So I've just checked my fuel. It's actually 2+ laps. +2 laps or whatever. I think I might be saving it because I've noticed I've been catching up people. And now that I've gone off, I've got crap on my tyres and gonna completely ruin what I was gonna say. So I was gonna say I was gonna be catching up, and you know, they're only over there, the top 2. So it's completely possible that I could actually catch them up and take the win. But at this stage of the race, the closing laps, they tend to switch up to Fuel Mix 3, the fuel rich fuel mode, and their lap times usually go through the roof, and it becomes a bit of a struggle to catch up with them sometimes. which I think they're just about to start doing now. So what I'm doing is, what I think I'm doing is saving up my fuel for the last couple of laps, making sure I have enough to use rich fuel mix right to the end, so maybe I can catch them up. But at the same time, you've got to balance up. Do you have enough fuel to not only get to the end, but have you left it too late to actually catch them up? Because I think they might be slightly getting away from me, especially in the sectors with all the corners, tricky corners. Well, 3.5 seconds, yeah, they're not exactly getting away from me, but Hamilton's just set the fastest lap, which I'd assume would mean he's going to switch up a little bit, step up a gear, and try and lose me, because he's also chasing Webber, who has now inherited the lead.
You have a 2-second gap to the car behind. We need to keep it clean so he doesn't get a chance to overtake.
Rosberg is completely out of my DRS zone, so he's not going to be reappearing anytime soon unless I make a mistake, which is entirely possible, as you might know. Keep getting marbles on my tyres going around that corner. I don't know what is going on there, but it can't be that bad. Either that or I'm just on the wrong line going around that tight corner. But I always get marbles on that corner. It's quite irritating because you lose the grip as well.
Hamilton's out in front.
Yeah, Hamilton has actually taken the lead.
Looks like the car ahead is trying to create a gap. He's running full revs, maximum power.
And here we go. Just as I was saying earlier, they start running full revs towards the end of the race. So they're really going for it now. And Webber is definitely going for it because he's just lost the lead to Hamilton. And wherever the hell Alonso is, I don't know. I think I may have... No, I haven't actually seen him. I don't think I've seen them all race. So if he doesn't put his finger out, he's actually going to be in danger of losing this title that he's currently in the lead of. Hamilton setting another fastest lap. Actually, that looks about nearly 8 tenths faster than my lap. So he's actually pulling away now. I can't really see Webber at the moment. So he is also pulling away. He's only 3 seconds up the road, but he's keeping me honest, that's for sure. If I'm to catch up, I need to do something a little bit special here. Just see him in the distance there. Can I actually get up to second, yet alone win? That's the big question. There's only about 4 more laps to go. We just said it. 12, no. Well, I say 4 laps. It's about 3.5 now. And now I've finally switched it up. I think that's what I think I just did. Because for some reason I had my hand in front of my eye. I wasn't looking. But I heard the sound. I think I flicked it up too rich.
For the car behind, he's only 2 seconds down on you. He might try and overtake if you make a mistake.
Yeah, a little gentle reminder that Rosberg is still behind and he's not going away. Yeah, I have this horrible habit of not looking at the screen when something actually happens. I do try... Oh god, that's not good. That's not going to help. I don't want bits of the 200-metre board in my car, nor crap on my tyres, which didn't help with the traction coming out the final corner. But the gap is still pretty much the same, 3.5 seconds. Apparently I'm increasing the lead by a second a lap, which is total bull. Considering I've only actually made up a 10th over the last lap. But still, whatever. And there's Alonso. First time we've seen him this race, I think. Setting the fastest lap. I think it's a little bit too late for him at the minute. Only got about 2.5 laps to go. I can still see them in the distance there. They will still be fighting over the lead. I don't think we'll be getting a repeat of Hamilton and Vettel in America this year. I don't think Webber's quite got the pace to catch up. I think he's just a little bit too far behind. I don't know if he's within the second, but he needs to get the DRS on him. But he obviously hasn't made any attempt to overtake. Oh no, this is not good. I do mess it up sometimes for myself. That's not good. And now I'm trying to spin out. And now, from Rosberg being comfortably behind, he is now right up behind me. I don't know why I do this to myself. It's just so annoying. But hey ho. Never mind. Don't quite know. Oh, I probably just flicked it down to standard just to chill out a bit, because there's no way I'm going to catch Hamilton and Webber within these next 2 laps. I'd be very surprised. Now it's a case of needing a miracle to actually win the race, or even get up to second, which is a real shame, because if I didn't make those mistakes, as I've said before, you know, I keep making these mistakes which actually are costing me a couple of victories here. But it doesn't matter, I wasn't completely in with the chance of getting the title this year, so I'm not too fussed about it. I'm about 5th in the Drivers' Championship anyway, so that's not bad for a Williams driver. And, well, that wasn't very good either, because now Rosberg's going to come past with his mate, Mr Vettel. Damn you Germans. Just going to have to do something a bit special here. Go around the outside of both of them. Ooh, just made it stick without any mistakes. No contact either, which is what we like to see. Just about saved that one on the penultimate lap of the race. But as you see, Webber is now like 7 to 8 seconds up the road now, so there's no chance of catching them, definitely. But as I say, if I didn't make these silly mistakes, I probably would have had a couple of victories by now. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's sort of, I suppose it makes things a bit more interesting when I got my back to the wall and actually clawing back places at the last minute. It sort of makes for a more interesting video. At least I think so anyway. Even if most of you can see how inept I can be sometimes. But then again, I've never said I was the best, so you can take that with a pinch of salt, I guess. Alonso set the fastest lap, which is almost a second faster than me now, so yeah. But as I say, it's too little too late for him. Looks like Hamilton is going to win the race. He's only got half a lap to go now. He's on the long back straight. But yeah, I cannot wait for the return of F1 in March. It is a long way away, I know, but I'll be glad when it returns, because I am getting withdrawals. I do like to check the news, see what's going on. There's not much, well, there's obviously not much been happening because it's been Christmas, but I still can't resist checking the BBC websites or the little other websites and the official website, see if there's anything going on, any driver announcements. But obviously I wouldn't expect there to be any driver announcements over Christmas. So yeah, still a few seats to be decided yet, so hopefully they'll let us know sooner rather than later. I think the last one I heard about was Grosjean staying at Lotus, and everyone else knows about that so far. And Lewis Hamilton has won the race, followed by Webber and me, Mr Spuds, joining him on the podium. So I'm quite happy about that, because my objective was to finish 8th or above, so that's all good. Maldonado finished in 12th. So there we go, 2 Brits and an Australian on the podium. Not bad at all. 15 points. Where is Alonso? He actually finished in 7th with 6 points. And Lewis Hamilton up the top there is 25. So Lewis should be back in the lead of the championship. Button had a really bad day. Started in 11th, ended up 15th. Felipe Massa did actually survive whatever the hell happened to him. but he ended up in 21st. I think it was Kovalainen there who retired from the race for some reason, I don't know what that was. So a fantastic day from McLaren in terms of getting Lewis Hamilton to win the race like he did in real life. And what it means for the Drivers' Championship is that Lewis Hamilton is on top with 314 points, followed 13 points behind by Alonso. And me, Mr Spuds, within 25 points of Jenson Button. So I have to win the race, next race, to actually be level with him and him not score any points. So that would be a bit of an ask. I'm quite ahead of Mark Webber, but I have to stay ahead of him to guarantee myself a 5th place. Other than that, not much change really. Bruno Senna still languishing at the bottom there. He'll come into play next season. And Rosberg will sit out season 2. So in terms of constructors, we already know that McLaren Mercedes has won the constructors. Ferrari 2nd, Red Bull 3rd. Looks like it's going to stay that way. Williams currently 4th. Lotus could take 4th away from us, but looks unlikely unless they have a really good result in Brazil. And not much change otherwise. Mercedes in 6th. Sauber, Toro Rosso, Force India, Caterham, Marussia and HRT. So there I am, celebrating my 3rd place. Wasn't quite the win, but there's always one more place to go. And that is Brazil. I'll see you then.